Gun safety in your home. A 6-year-old is still recovering tonight after being accidentally shot by a 4-year-old sibling inside their Lynchburg home. Police have charged their mother now, Megan Little, with felony child neglect. Tonight, ABC 13's Chris Hoffman looks at some inexpensive ways to make sure the same thing doesn't happen in your home.
According to a former police officer, a simple gun lock like this one can prevent tragedies from happening with kids and guns.
I was shocked when I saw it on the news. We had no idea. I thought maybe it was just an accident or something over there with the children.
Neighbors are still reacting to the shooting on Watergate Drive in Lynchburg.
It is a preventable accident. Lock up the gun, and there's no excuse.
Marco Galbraith is with T4 Tactics. He worked in law enforcement for more than 2 decades and has done classes on gun safety for more than 10 years.
Kids need to know, just leave the area. Don't touch it, stop, leave the area, and go tell a responsible adult.
He says guns and ammunition need to be separated and locked away when children are in a house. Similar to owning a car and having car insurance, when you have a gun, you should have a lock or safe.
Exactly. Good way to put it. You have to have it.
You can find gun safes in the $30 price range.
This is a really good investment that can save a life and to keep you out of a lot of trouble.
And at a minimum, Galbraith says you should have a gun lock, which comes with new and used guns when you buy one.
That gun is not able to be fired. You can't put a magazine in it, and the slide will not work. The action will not work because that lock is through it.
He recommends having the conversation with your children about gun safety once they can comprehend it. But remember, you ultimately are in charge.
The firearm absolutely must be secured. There is no other way to do it. It's got to be secured.
Make sure it's locked somewhere where the child would never even know to look, where they can't reach for it, or just don't have a gun.
In Campbell County, Chris Hoffman, ABC 13 News.
A litter of puppies is reunited with their mother tonight after the Franklin County Humane Society says they were abandoned by their owner.
ABC 13's Chris Hoffman tells us about the love it took to keep these young puppies alive.
Humane Society employees came to work to find an abandoned litter of puppies sitting right on their front porch in a towel-covered tote, sitting in the cold. Animals in the Humane Society look to find their forever home, to find the people who will always love them. This litter of puppies almost didn't get the chance.
Knowing that they can live, that was my goal, just to make sure they could make it through the night.
Chelsea Harris fostered 2 of the 10 puppies overnight after they were left at the Humane Society's door. She played the role of mom for the dogs.
Yeah, I was basically getting up every 2 hours, making sure they stay warm, keeping them, as comfortable as possible.
The puppies, believed to be 3 days old, sat outside for almost 8 hours, Sunday night into Monday morning until employees arrived. Their body temperatures dropped to below 92 degrees and they started to stiffen,
which was really close to shutting down and dying.
The Humane Society posted these photos to their Facebook page to try and get the owner to bring in the mom for the puppies.
We're not Mother Nature. They need their mom, they need their litter mates so they can eat, thrive, and learn.
The owner reached out and explained their situation to the Humane Society. They thought they were out of options and didn't want to be judged for dropping the puppies off during business hours.
We're incredibly lucky that we're not talking about a tote of puppies that were dead. So there's always options, there's always help. You just have to reach out and ask for that help.
The mother reunited with 4 of her puppies before noon today.
Seeing her reunited with those babies, came that close to crying.
The remaining came throughout the rest of the day. All 10 of them and mom are expected to be okay.
When she gets her other ones, I might actually end up crying just because, it is really sweet.
In Franklin County, Chris Hoffman, ABC 13 News.
We're on Wards Road. First, we're going to start with the sidewalks. You're probably waking up to this where your sidewalks will be covered in snow, ice, slick, or as my wife says, slippy. And you're going to need to break this bad boy out. And it actually comes up not too bad, but the thing is you're probably going to want to salt that before that refreezes. Now let's take a look at Wards Road here. We're right across the street from the Kroger. You can see there's some slush. It's kind of started to melt a little bit. Public Works crews have been out all morning trying to get as much of this to the side of the road as possible, but you can still see there's still some of that snow, ice, slush mixture on the roads. Cars, they are taking their time. Again, we've been repeating it all morning. Don't want to sound like a broken record, but really, don't come out unless you really need to. And if you have to, give yourself time. 1, because you're going to need to thaw out your car because it's going to be covered in snow and ice unless it's in a garage. 2, you can see these conditions. It is slick. We felt it on our car. Your bridges and overpasses, they're going to be a little bit more slick because they might freeze first. And a lot of cars, I'll give credit where credit's due. A lot of people, they're driving appropriately for these conditions. They're taking their time. They're driving slowly, giving themselves some extra braking room. Now, Public Works and VDOT, they're both going to be working the 12-hour shifts all day today to try to get as much of this off the roadway as possible to make your Monday morning commute a little bit easier for getting to work and getting to school. Now, we're going to continue to keep updating you all morning long on air and online, so stay with us. We're live in Lynchburg this morning. Chris Hoffman, ABC 13 News.
All right, ABC 13's Chris Hoffman is out live on Langern Road right now. And Chris, you've been noticing earlier, you were telling us drivers seem to be taking it very slowly. Still seeing that?
Yeah, we are right now, Patty and Melissa. You know what? Credit's due. A lot of these drivers, if they are coming out, they're driving appropriate for the conditions. I mean, you just saw the two right there. They're driving a little under the speed limit. I believe it's 35 in this section. We're doing about 20. Here's what you're looking at on Langhorne Road, just past the Midtown section of Lynchburg, head toward Rivermont, just a few blocks away from the ABC 13 studios. And you can see it's a little bit more passable. Public Works crews, they are out. They've been out all morning. They're working 12-hour shifts as well as VDOT, trying to get a lot of this mixture of that slush, snow and ice off the road. This is probably one of the few primary roads that we've seen kind of look like this. Most of them are starting to look clear and maybe just be wet. Now, some of the secondary roads and residential roads, they're still a little rough right now. They're really trying to hit the primary roads first. According to Gaynell Hart with Public Works, she texted me just a few moments ago. She says they're working on the primary and secondary roads. Now, they will not be plowing residential streets because there's not enough snow on it. They don't want to, make a mess unless and try to move all that stuff and box your cars in. But you're looking at Langhorne Road here. Again, it's just the take it slow. I know we're going to sound like a broken record, but if you really don't have to be out in this, don't. Stay home and try to wait for tomorrow. Live in Lynchburg this morning, Chris Hoffman, ABC 13 News.